Our book today is Otto's Rainy Day by Natasha and illustrated by Pamela R. Levy. It was a wet and rainy day. Otto liked the rain. He liked listening to the sound of the raindrops. He liked to run through the puddles. He liked to splash little ants on the pavement. He liked to stick out his tongue and taste the rain. Otto put on his yellow raincoat. He put on his red rain boots. "Where are you going?" asked his mother. "I'm going out to play in the rain," said Otto. Otto's mother shook her head. "Otto, you have to play inside today. Mommy has some work to do for the office. I can't go outside with you, and I don't want you out there by yourself." "I want to go outside and play," Otto declared crossly. He sat on the bottom stair with his big frown on his face. "Otto," his mother replied, "please don't sit there and pout. You can't play outside in the rain today. You'll have to find something else to do." Otto decided to slide down the banister. He was a fireman sliding down the pole. He had to put out a blazing fire. But Otto slid into the umbrella stand at the bottom of the stairs. The stand fell over, scattering umbrellas everywhere. "Otto," his mother called from the next room, "don't slide down the banister. Pick up those umbrellas and go play somewhere else." Otto climbed up on his mother's new green curtains. He started to swing himself back and forth. "Whee! Look at me! I'm a monkey in a tree!" Otto yelled. He was in a jungle, swinging from vine to vine. Bam! The curtains came crashing down, and Otto found himself on the floor with his feet in the air. "Otto!" cried his mother. "Please stop making noise. Go play somewhere else." Otto jumped onto the living room sofa. He jumped up on the arms. He jumped up onto the cushions. He was a circus acrobat doing great stunts on a trampoline. Otto jumped higher and higher. Suddenly, Otto bounced high up into the air. He landed on the seat of his pants on the floor. The cushions lay all around. He had jumped too hard. "Now what?" Otto's mother exclaimed in frustration. "Otto, for the last time, Mommy is trying to get some work done. Put the cushions back on the couch and find something else to do before you break something or hurt yourself." Otto went into the kitchen. He knew his mother was angry at him. He had crashed into the umbrella stand, pulled down the new green curtains, and messed up the sofa cushions. "I know," Otto thought excitedly. "I'll bake a cake for Mommy. A great big chocolate cake. Mommy likes chocolate." Otto had seen his mother bake a cake many times before. "It didn't look that hard," he said to himself. Otto was a famous chef with a big white hat. He was baking the mouth-watering, scrumptious cake in the world. The most mouth-watering, scrumptious cake in the world. Okay. He put some eggs, sugar, and flour into a bowl and stirred everything together with a big wooden spoon. Cake batter splattered on the table. Cake batter splattered on the walls. Cake batter splattered all over Otto's face. There was now more cake batter outside the bowl than in it. "Otto, look at my kitchen. Can't you stay out of trouble?" his mother cried angrily when she saw what Otto had done. I was trying to bake a chocolate cake, but," Otto said sadly, his lip quivering. "I'm sorry. I made a mess and made you mad at me." Otto began to cry. "I just wanted to play in the rain." Otto's mother sighed. She glanced at the dining room table where her papers were all spread out. She looked out the window at the raindrops, falling on the grass and the trees. She looked at her son, who had tried to bake her a chocolate cake. Otto's mother gave one last look at her pile of papers. Then she bent down and gave Otto a big hug. You know, honey, you're right. It's so much more fun to play in the rain. Let's clean up the kitchen and then let's put on our yellow raincoats, let's put on our red rain boots, and let's go outside and play in the rain. Otto ran outside with his mother. They ran through mud puddles. They splashed little ants on the pavement. They stuck out their tongues and they tasted the rain. Otto liked rainy days. So today we're going to do a rain cloud craft. So I've started it here, but I will show you how I got to this point so far. So you need to take 2 pieces of white paper. It can be construction paper or whatever paper you have. And to make the clouds look more real and cloud-like, we've taken a piece of bubble wrap. So if you have a piece of bubble wrap around your house, and you need to paint it gray for your cloud. So I didn't have any gray paint. I mixed a little bit of black, a couple drops of black and mostly white paint in a cup. So I have it on my brush and I'm just brushing the strip of bubble wrap, covering it with gray paint. Okay, so once your bubbles are all covered with gray, then you need to take the bubble wrap and press it down on your white paper. So you might have to do a couple of strips. You might have to repaint your bubble wrap if you need to. So keep doing that till you're happy with the amount of bubbles you have on there. So while that's drying, I'm going to show you the next step, which is to make your raindrops. So you need to take your other piece of bubble wrap that you've saved, and you need to paint it blue. So you'll do the same thing. I just put a drop of blue paint on there. And I take my brush and I'm just spreading the blue paint around. You don't need much. Spread it around. You're gonna need 9 raindrops, so you're gonna need to paint enough of your piece of bubble wrap to cut out 9 raindrops. So that does take a little bit of time to dry, and you can blot it with a paper towel to dry off enough to cut. So that will dry. And once you have your strips, you need to cut out raindrop shaped pieces of bubble wrap. So hopefully you can see that on the video. All I did was take my strip, cut out a piece, and then just cut out your whatever shape of raindrops you want. Not every raindrop is the same. So there you've got your raindrop shapes. All right, so then my cloud section is done. So you have your 2 pieces, and your piece that you colored with your bubble wrap is on top. So put them together, sandwich them together, and use your scissors and just cut out a cloud shape. So you can make a puffy cloud, a wide cloud, I'll just sort of hand draw one on there to give you an idea of a cloud shape. So then you can just trim out your cloud. And it can be any shape you want. So there's our cloud. So now we have two pieces, one with our color on it, one without. And then you need to use a stapler, so if you need a parent to help you with your stapler, you can ask a parent. Staple around the edges. Leaving the top open. So we need to leave a hole at the top. Alright, then to construct our raindrops, I have some pieces of yarn, so you can use string or yarn, whatever you have at your home. And you need to take your raindrops that you cut out and glue 3 or 4, however many raindrops you want, on your string. So I have 2 done, so I'm just going to finish my last one. So you'll end up with 3 strips like this. And then you need to take your strips and just tuck the end of your string behind your cloud. Use your stapler to staple them on. Oops, did not staple. Oh. So you'll attach each strip like that with your stapler, which brings us to this stage of our cloud. So we have our cloud, it's open at the top. We've got our raindrops coming down off the bottom of our cloud. We need to add some character to our cloud. So I'm going to draw I'm going to draw some nice eyes, and then if you want, you can put some little pink cheeks or something on your cloud. You can draw a happy face, a sad face, whatever you want. So to finish off your cloud, we're going to take just some plastic kitchen or grocery bags that you have in your house and crumple them up. And then you just are going to stuff your cloud with as many bags as you want, so it depends how big you made your cloud and how large the hole is. So once you've stuffed however many you want in there, like 2 or 3, you're going to finish off closing your cloud. My staplers are out. So you would staple your top of your cloud back together. And then if you want, you can add a string onto your cloud to hang it. And you can finish off your cloud with adding some decorations onto it. So there you go. There's your rainy day cloud project.